making this, or like something gross. That's just the grossest word I could come up with. Not the best one, but unfortunately. I hear my animals wreaking havoc, you freaks of nature. Poor little babies. You just stupid, that's all. We saw, when I was with my dad getting my computer, my PC today, Samwise Gamgee, we saw a little girl walking with her family. She must have just gotten a puppy, and it was a little pit bull puppy, and it looked exactly like ours did when she was a baby. And I was just like, I miss puppy phase. I miss the ages where they have stinky breath. But that's been long gone. This dog's like 4. I do know what Homestuck is. I was just talking about how kids used to dye themselves with Sharpies back when I was a kid and Homestuck had just started coming out. Not like a kid, but I was a teenager. But I think I had to be like... He said Sharpie. I think I was probably 15 when Homestuck came out and everyone was reading it. I never read it. I couldn't. By the time it had hit its peak and I was like, okay, maybe I'll start reading this, it was in too deep and I was like, I can't. I don't have the attention span. I did buy the Sandman comic though. Oh, Vampire Cat! Thank you for the follow. Vampire Cat, that's a cute name. Did you see the, Oh, I should grab it. I'm gonna grab it real quick. It's in my room while I have you here. Oh, the oldest son. Okay, I'm gonna grab something to show you. I'll be right back. Lita. Okay. Vampire Cat. They had these at Target. They had these little guys at Target, and they were like $1. I think $2. Whatever. It's a Vampire Cat. I also got the frog. They had a couple different ones, but the Vampire Cat immediately reminded me of this, which I bought because... Oh, thank you, Elysian. I couldn't have done it without you, for real. I should send your son one of these cats, because our Target has a bunch of them. I know that they were just in the Target dollar spot. I saw them on TikTok. I got them because the cat vampire reminds me of Midnight Mass One of the characters in the show, everyone in the fandom calls him a little meow meow. And he gets turned into a vampire. So I was like, it's him. It's Paul. Oh, yeah. Alright, we have a bunch of Targets where I live, but it's literally everything else is boring around here, so that's why I'm there a lot. It's like Target, Michael's, and Five Below are the 3 stores that I'll just like walk into and window shop. Which Five Below has like so much streaming setup stuff I didn't realize. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. How's your cow coming along, Elysian? Yeah, I always want it all, but at this point, it's either it's a habit of mine just to go and walk around, and I'm like, that's what keeps me active. I'm like, on a good day, I will walk around and pretend that I have riches. I think it's a habit from when I was a teenager and there was just nothing to do. We live like right outside of LA, so all the fun stuff is in LA. But then all the fun stuff requires money too. I used to have a job literally ever since I was like 11. So from like 11 when I started babysitting to 17 when 17 I got like a nanny position. And then from there worked at Del Taco. And then I finally was able to take a break. But I was looking for work the entire time because it wasn't a break that I wanted to be on. Then I started working at Claire's. Now I'm doing this. So I've literally worked for so long. What are you doing, doggy? She wants attention. Today I am making strawberry shortcake cow because I specifically was like, I'm not bringing alien cow on stream. Although how funny would it be to have a brown tan colored alien cow? It's an alien cow for an alien cow because it would be a human cow. I want to see how far I can get on just one stream. Like if I can do a cow start to finish if I really tried and focused. I kind of think I can. Oh, I should show you the update on Banana Cow. You'll keep yours a secret. I did his butt, so he's got a banana butt. But I think he's done. I'm debating adding more spots, but I kind of like just the spots on the body. He's just so stupid looking. We have to love him. And I swear cat fur gets on like everything, and I don't know how to keep it off. The dog wants attention, so I'm trying to... There's not a single thought behind the banana eyes. Oh yeah, show the Insta. The peanut butter and jelly cow is my favorite. I think the dog might have... No, I took you to the potty. You're fine, Bren. Go lay down. She misses her mom because my older sister's at work still. And she's like, she should be home by now. The dogs know the schedule. The dog and the cats know the schedule. If I had more like baby yellow, I think I could have done like a banana cream pie cow. I was thinking apple pie cow too. It's either like caramel apple cow or apple pie cow, I think. But apple pie cow would probably just be the same color as shortbread or shortcake cow. The spooky cow I'm planning is gonna have, it's gonna be dark purple and then have it's gonna be dark purple and then have little ghost pat spots. I am hearing cat noises. What is going on? They're being menaces. Butterscotch cow. Oh, that could be cute. What on earth? I am hearing noises with these animals. The stream is cursed today, but we are still trying. I think it's the dog. I think she wants to go bark at some possums that are outside. We have a possum family. I feel like Linda from Bob's Burgers, when she and Teddy always talk about their what is it called? Their raccoons that they watch. And they're like, that's little King Trash Mouth, because I'm always watching the possums. And I'm always watching the cats in the house, and I'm like Stout, my cat. Yes, Mama Pudding Snatcher. I'm like, there's a baby possum. And then my sisters are like, how do you know that they're like all part of a family? Like, what if it was just like one baby and one mom and then some random possum? And I'm like, no, they are all three together. They got a baby now. We used to have raccoons, really big fat ones that lived here, but I don't know what happened to them. I just know the stupid dog likes to chase them, even though she thinks that she's a menace, but she would not know what to do with anything if like actual danger came. Considering she's a big pit bull, she's like 60 pounds, and I would say a 20-pound, probably less than 20-pound French bulldog scared her so bad she just fell onto the ground at the dog beach. She wouldn't know what to do. Oh, so Elysian, for the, what is it, the perler thing I had in mind, I don't know if you understand. It was just literally like, it was supposed to be a little circle with the 3D for the UFO bit, and then 4 sides, almost like a bell of the beam, and then when you turn it around and look inside, there's a little cow in there, and you can shake them and it kind of sounds like a bell. That was my idea for perler beads. You started one? Awesome. I want to see if you can do it, because I don't do the perler beads. Although I made an Amazon wish list if anyone were to ever feel generous. I was like, I'm gonna add perler beads because I need to try it now. A waving air alien. Oh, that's cool too. You should still have the cow in the beam if you can, or if that's too tiny of detail. I don't know how perler beads work. I was saying earlier for the cow cult, I think I want to do different cow heads with like the different fruit ideas. And then it'll either say like, we cry over spilled milk, or the be rootin', be tootin', be shootin', be kind. It's like, there's what was one other one? Someone had a different cow pun that I thought was cute. Remember to count your stitches? I don't know. There could be something. I'm like not keeping track, but I need to. I think I want to try building a Gundam on stream too, because I got the Hello Kitty Gundam and she's been there forever. I keep talking about doing it, but I don't know how to build one, and that's scary to me too. All the other artistic stuff I do, I'm like, okay, I'm prepared for failure. I'm prepared because you gotta start from nothing to make yourself better when it comes to art stuff. But then, like, this is like not necessarily art, it's more just building. It's more Hello Kitty Gundam, yes, it's Zazubi. But it's Hello Kitty in that outfit. I feel like it's more left brain art, and left brain art can confuse me. Elysian, how many ads do you do per stream? Because I still don't know, because I just did the recommended 3 minutes per hour, but I don't know if that's technically too much. Like, I don't know. I just really don't. And I trust you as the wonderful wizard who found me. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Actually, this is 7? Yeah, so I need to do 2 rows of this. Personally, I feel like this cow's coming along pretty fast. Do you see this boy? Yeah, I've watched some where they put too many ads, and I'm like, that's so annoying. Like, I don't understand. Oh, so we have a cat, a vampire cat, that is, let's see, she's missing eyes, but she can still, like, kind of like blend into her environment. The problem is that she can't see her environment, so she's just black all the time. She's just a black cat. That's all she is. She has 0 eyes. I should post a picture of her in the chat. Or Elysian, if you follow my personal Instagram, that I should have a picture of her on there. But she's got no eyes, so she's constantly aware of her surroundings, but also not. She actually beats the crap out of the other cats. Especially this boy. You always get your butt handed to you by her. I wish he was a better baby. But he needs to be put in his place quite often. I like to convince people of things. Like, one time I was like, some streamer I liked had posted that his nephew was born, and I was like, oh wow, that's so amazing. I have a nephew, but he was born with like a weird skin condition. It makes his skin feel kind of like almost scaly, and he's actually missing all of his limbs, and he's a snake. My nephew is a snake. His name is Freckle. when I broke my ankle at like, how old was I? It was when Avengers 1 came out. Golly. Avengers 1 came out. Um, I convinced several people that it was because I had gone bungee jumping and a horrible accident had happened. But I think it's because, like, back then I was really good at just keeping my voice monotone. So people just believe me. I like to see what I can get away with, like in college. One kid liked me, so I was like, "You're not a man if you don't snort the." He had Lucas candy, and I was like, "If you don't snort the Lucas candy, you're not a man. Like you're a wimp." And he was like, "Of course I'll do it." And then he did it, and he burned his nostrils. And then he was like, "Can you do it? Like to prove that you can also do this?" And I was like, "No, I'm not an idiot." So see, Elysian, do you even have bones? You've never broken one. How do you know they're in there? I got an x-ray to prove I got a very spooky skeleton living inside of me. Dog, don't sneeze. You're an alien. Pixie Six band in middle school. When I was in elementary school and swine flu went around, all the kids were drinking hand sanitizer and got hand sanitizer banned. I just remember thinking, but if we're all at risk for getting sick, don't we need the hand sanitizer still? I could not imagine what going to school would be like during COVID. If you went to school during COVID, I am very, very sorry. Because that was already rough, and that wasn't even a pandemic. People weren't really dying of the swine flu. They were just getting really, really, really sick. At least that I remember, people weren't really dying, but I was also a child, and people could have hidden things from me. See, that's good. At least I was homeschooled after elementary school, so I don't have the school experience except for literally elementary school and college. I think the dog wants outside. I'm gonna have to let her out because she's being bothersome. I'm gonna have to be right back again because the stream is cursed today. But I still want to see. I still want to see how far we can go on the strawberry cow. She's literally knocking stuff over to try to get my attention. So yeah, I'm gonna have to let her out. Let me finish this row. Let's see if I can get you on camera, Bren. Say hi to your adoring fans. I wanted to name her Christine from Phantom of the Opera because she's got the little half mask, and I don't like Erica, but she's a baby. Alright, I'm gonna take her to the restroom and then be right back. we go. Back again. Guess who's back? Dee-nee-nee. Hello. Alright. What are we talking about? The dog. I wanted to name her Christine, but no one else did. And her name was originally Domino, like, the Marvel character? Yes. Because it's in Deadpool. Because she has, like, vitiligo. So, we were like, oh yeah, the dog looks like that a little bit. Hi, Mad Hatter! It's nice to see you! Thank you for supporting the stream. We're working on Strawberry Shortcake Cow. There we go. Which kind of just looks like a little... It kind of looks like a Racerhead baby, like... which I think would be a cute crochet. I think a Racerhead baby would just be absolutely adorable. 2, 3, 4... You silly little boy. I'm telling you, the whole possum family has to be outside. Little King Trashmouth is outside. Oh, he pushed everything over. I am hoping so bad that those safety eyes did not fall and break, like, open. Okay, no, they're fine. They're fine. If they fell and broke open, I was gonna, like, legitimately cry. I don't want to have to pick that up again. Because I've done it before. Shockingly, this boy is being kind of nice. Except for laying on the yarn. I literally have so many places for you to sleep. I could not imagine. I did it with a huge one too, but at least it was easier because I was already throwing a bunch out, so I only had to grab the ones I wanted. Come on. But golly, I would be sad. See, I'm knocking more and more stuff over. Mad Hatter, this is the banana cow. All finished with banana butt. I think he came out rather handsome. Which I still want him to be in the frame. Drinking my iced coffee. Thank you, Mad Hatter. In Vampire Cat, I am in... For sure the Midnight Mass one. That's what this sweater's from. I got it from someone on Etsy, but Midnight Mass is a good show. If you have not watched it. Sometimes you have to smack your dog's face. It's fine. It's not animal abuse. It's just to get them to stop doing it. That's what I have to tell myself anyways. She is acting like her not getting attention is the worst thing in the world right now. Ugh, he had a banana boat once. Nice. Just like Hugh Neutron from Jimmy Neutron. That's like a quote from the show. He's like, I sat on a banana once and it changed my life. My sister went into work at like 7 today and is still at work. So I know they're having a very rough time doing surgeries today. She does animal surgeries. Oh, but fandoms. So I like Midnight Mass. I think if you haven't watched that one, if you like kind of it's very creepy, very deep show, but the fandom's very nice too. And my friend is actually in the fandom. and she met her boyfriend because she was writing fan fiction, and he read it and liked it. And now she has a long distance boyfriend, and they're gonna have their 6-month anniversary next month, and I'm just in shock and awe at how the internet has become, because it's like, wow, when I was younger, if we even talked to anyone on the internet, we were in trouble, and now here I am with with lots of friends on the internet. And these two met literally because they both liked the same show and were reading fanfics together. Oh golly, I'm telling you, stream is cursed today. These animals are acting like bad babies. The other day when I streamed and we hit 50 followers, they were acting good. They weren't too bad, I feel like. But today they're just like, what's the worst we can act? You would swear my animals are children with how horrible they act. You cursed my stream, Vampire Cat. Yeah, they know that I was like super excited to do this stream, that I dressed up and wore something pretty today. They're like, well, how do we make this to where Twitch regrets their decision? Here we go. I thought it was funny too because my metrics changed after a day when I was looking at them. It was like after that stream, it was like you hit the followers, but your viewer count was still at 2.99. So I was like, oh, okay, next stream then. And then I got like 3 days or 2 days later or something like that, like a text that was like, oh, you're actually an affiliate now. And I was like, I don't have to apply? I know for partner you have to apply. For any of you guys on the disability thing too. Yeah, I think it must have updated overnight, but I was like, wow, I don't know why the followers updated first and then my viewer count. When you are on disability, Alicia, or you are, but when you are applying, how long did yours take? Because mine's been since February and I'm in the reconsideration. I'm hoping it doesn't take too long after that. And I'm using QuickAid because I didn't know what other lawyer to go for. That was like the first one that kept popping up. So I did a bunch of research and proved that they were a legit company first because I was not going to get scammed. I was like, I refuse to be that person that gets scammed. Oh, so you got approved before you even got out. See, I think I need to start applying for literally other stuff, but I don't know. At the moment, I don't make money because my state disability ran out. And my job fired me while I was on disability, so I couldn't even go back like if I wanted to. Like I'm a burden to my parents, and I'm frightened. They did it because they claimed that they never got any information from my doctor's office claiming I was disabled even when I sent it but I know I could, in theory, probably get them in trouble. Because that's technically illegal. But I also don't know if they technically fired me, because when I go on the website, I can still use my employee discount. My sister finally texted me. I'm like, take these dogs away from me. Yeah, the reason I started working there was the employee discount because I wanted Squishmallows. That's why I have so many, because I literally got so many of them using and abusing my discount and the mall discount that I got. And I made friends with other people in the mall so they would like be able to buy they would be able to buy the item with their employee discount and I would get it after and just pay them back. And it was beautiful. But my discount's still there. I have peanut butter and jelly earrings from when I was working there. I bought a pair. It was hard not to buy like a million different things working there because the discount was good. It was like 60% off. So earrings that were all kooky and cute were like literally $2. I was like, of course I'm gonna buy as much of this as I can. I still do know how to pierce ears though. With the gun though, which isn't healthy, as I've learned. We're almost done with the body though. It's just a few more rows. It's 2 more rows of this, 1 more increase, 4 more rows, decrease all the way around. I finally have this pattern memorized. I only made it. So, yeah. I was going through my patterns the other day. I realized I have 200 patterns saved on my phone. There's no way I haven't made nearly all of them because I just literally hoard patterns for some reason. Because the problem is it's just a couple bucks and I'm like, okay, this is why people think I have a spending addiction. I probably do. I'm like, was it Isla Fisher in Confessions of a Shopaholic or Amy Adams? It was Amy Adams. Why is the dog barking? I hate this. Alright, I'm gonna go fix her real quick. There we go. She's officially been put in baby jail. That's where she belongs. Unfortunately, bad babies sometimes have to go to baby jail. We're almost at 4 hours, and that's when I was going to introduce blob breaks. This blobfish is almost done. He just needs his fins. But every 4 hours, I want to try to do a blob break, even if that means only one blob break. But I think he's coming out really cute. He's just a pocket blob, that's what I've been calling them. So we're gonna try that, as ugly as they are, to make them every 4 hours. So hopefully I can get this little peanut body done. I'm gonna have to look up how to make whipped cream for the horns too. I have a pie pattern that teaches how to make a whipped cream for the top of it. So I might just grab a very small hook, a very dainty hook. And we can attempt from there. Let's see if it ends up doing its thing. But I think we're making good progress on it. Blob breaks, yeah. I like blobfish because they look like they should have died at birth. Like, they don't look like they should have ever... They look like evolution stopped with them a little too quickly. A blob break will just be for however long it takes to make one blobfish. Those ones are very quick patterns, so I'm like, that's just a blob break from whatever project I'm working on for a quick blobfish. Blobfish look like if a Victorian baby were still alive and still a baby. You can tell blobfish are meant to be under pressure because they're just so gooey outside of that contained pressure. Every pink blobfish you see is dead, by the way. I learned that recently and that makes me very sad. But it's literally because they need the pressure of how deep in the ocean they are to keep their form. Otherwise they turn into goo. Kind of like a brain. Like when you see in autopsies when they like take the whole brain out, they're actually like filling the brain with chemicals because a normal brain is like gooey. Yeah, see, they're like literally goo. Literally just a pile of goo and a nose. That's all it is. And they got Squidward noses too. I just think they're cute, but like in the ugly. In the should have died at birth way. Like, I think blobfish look like how Game of Thrones wants their bad babies to look. They're like icky, deformed babies. They should have just put a blobfish. They're always like, this baby's inbred, and it's just like a normal baby. No, you need like, this baby's inbred, it's a blobfish. Just like that gross episode of X-Files. Has anyone seen that? I think it's called Home. It's when they go to that house that literally everyone is it's like that family that's just like inbred and gross. It's like the McPoyle bloodline has to be kept clean and pure. It's those people, but on X-Files. So it was really creepy. I don't know how it happens, how some stitches have like big gaps like that. I don't understand it, and it'll bother me for the rest of my days. It's not a blob break, but I'm going to post a link again because it's been like 4 hours. And sometimes I think reposting a link is nice to let people know I'm still doing it. Oh, you started decreasing differently? That's awesome. I still do it that one way, but it's my increases. Sometimes I swear they just get the giant gap and I'm like, ugh. Ugh. Everything is just ugh. And one more. I actually like this one with the lyrics for some reason, with the actual words. I don't know why. A lot of the other ones I don't like. Daydream. Here we go. I should be wearing my glasses more often because I swear my eyes have certainly gotten worse. But will I? No. Part of me wants to make a new overlay, but I don't think I'm that great at digital art. So I'm better at traditional art. So part of me is like, I should just make it and scan it in. But then I worry too that I'm not gonna do any of the like nonsense, right? Like any of the I went to school for graphic design. I feel like my typography is nice. Not my not my digital art, unfortunately. I like doing logos. And funnily enough, I like doing like making books and pamphlets. That's really fun to me. Especially InDesign, even though InDesign is probably we're going full cow, yes. We're almost done with the body, but we're trying to do oh wait, for the background and everything, I think I want to do like cows, strawberries, and yarn and try to have it look cozy and have like a little character. Yeah, but I am going full cow just naturally. Today is full cow day. Oh, see, that could be a cute sticker too, full cow day. Have a full cow day. Because I can buy a cow pattern one, but I want it to be more, I guess, what I do. Oh, Lara Soft writes. Thank you. I did make affiliate yesterday. I'm very proud of that. I don't know if it was fast or if it was slow, but it was. It simply was. Because I can do, yeah, like I can buy a overlay of a cow print. But I feel like having little chibis of like stout and Andy, the cats. I have like an idea in my head. I should draw it out. And I should try it traditionally first, and then maybe I could scan it in and trace over it. Because that's my biggest problem, is actually drawing on the tablet is the hardest part. That could be fun to do on stream too, but I still need to get my Cintiq cable fixed. It's literally like, it was like $800. I don't understand how it broke after a year, just the cable, but at the same time, it lasted a year. With my nonsense of doing things. I also want to redo my logo. I think it needs to be more poppy. I think it needs to be more Barbie. You have a Wacom drawing pad? I have the Wacom Cintiq. Back when I had money, I bought it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why? Oh, I just put the stitch in the wrong one. That's why. Wait, there we go. I like using Photoshop and a mouse and a keyboard for the most part. That's how they taught me at school, actually. They wouldn't let any of us use any of the Wacom tablets. They were like, no, we can't trust any of you with them. And I'm like, I am paying thousands of dollars to be here. Can you at least let me use the Wacom tablet? I'm thinking of making emotes too. I think having some cow emotes would be cute, like a cow cult one. And then a strawberry. And just some funny ones. Probably some of my cat. He's a horrible little bastard, man. Oh, yeah. I went in 2018, so they had the tablets, but one of the guys that was there, he was funny. He had gone originally in like 2005, so when he got there, he was like, oh, everything's fine. Like, he had literally gone in the early 2000s and finally came back to get his bachelor's degree. But he was like fine doing everything on the keyboard. So I know how to do, and that's why I'm comfortable doing typography on the keyboard and mouse, but I like having the drawing pad because I make so many adjustments. I think people think making logos and stuff is easy, and then like I do it and it takes like 6 to 7 hours before I'm finally happy with it. But I want to make my own overlay because it's like technically I have the ability. Technically I have the materials needed to make an overlay. But I do need to sketch out my rough idea first. Full cow could be a cute emote too. Hold on, I swear to y'all, I can't read anymore. I'm illiterate now. Oh, see, that's like a smart thing to do. One of my friends was, yeah, okay, first off, there's an audio on TikTok that's like, there's 2 things I hate about being a graphic designer. The first thing is being a graphic designer. The second thing is all of my clients. And I think about that audio all the time because I'm like, yeah, that's it. I hate literally being a graphic designer and all of my clients, but I love doing it, so it's horrible. And people never understand the price behind stuff either. It's already hard enough to convince people that crochet stuff is worth the amount of time it takes to make. But then when you do like other art too, like especially digital art, like people have zero respect for digital art versus traditional. I just do traditional because my dad had seen that we were getting an interest in art, and it was before the stock market crash of 2009. He bought us all Copics, which were like insanely expensive, and at the time Amazon had like just started doing like out of country shipping, I think, because they got it just from Japan off Amazon way back in the day. And then I did not touch them for several years. Have a good break, whatever you're doing. But then I did not touch them for years, and then I started drawing again, and I really fell in love with Copics, and nothing's been able to replicate that love I have for them, and that's why I spent my entire tax return on the whole collection. Because I make bad financial decisions and choices. We support bad financial decisions on this channel, by the way. If you make smart financial choices, it's like, why are you here? Why are you on Twitch? But honestly, a lot of people make smart financial choices on Twitch. I just don't. I think it's easily my favorite thing to do is to be the most annoying I possibly can be. My older sister is home. I am going to have to see her real quick. So once again, BRB on this cursed stream. But we're finishing this cow tonight, I think. At least we're going to try to. So just BRB.
Hurry up, May.
Okay, finally back. Ate my dinner. Have a new iced coffee. Gee, your mom lets you have 2 iced coffees? That's me. Except I don't have a mom. So, let's see. It's fine. She's dead if you don't know. But, I don't think a lot of people know that meme. That's a very old Tumblr meme. It's like, gee, your mom lets you eat 2 hot dogs? And I say it to this day. Your mom. I'm gonna find it. Here we go. Let's see if it'll do it. Ah ha ha. Gee, Bill, how come your mom lets you have 2 wieners? And then everyone puts whatever they want it to say. Oh, the original one says no skins because it was a thing. But oh no. It's the funniest meme that's ever existed and ever will exist, actually. Still, like 10 years later, I'm like, that's kind of funny. Just like that TikTok audio. I think I watched too many TikToks a little bit. Oh, Elysian. Okay. Elysian, if you're there, remember this big bag of stolen goods? I'm thinking I might want to put flowers on the cows. And I think these little denim ones look really cute with banana cow. It won't go on the cow, it'll go on where I put her cowbell. But I think that these are cute. And I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Got these stolen goods. Jesus, just completely screw things up. Like I said, the stream is cursed today. I did not realize that the cord had dropped down, so when I put my leg down, it just like caught on my funny little headset. I'm really proving that I'm worth affiliate here, guys. Something's going on. 1 second again. What has a neck but no head? I have no idea, Mad Hatter. What does have a bottle? Bottle has a neck, but no head as far as I know. Everything's happening this stream. I just heard my sister yell at one of the cats, like insane yelling at the cats. So I was like, oh dang. I'm gonna get in trouble later. A shirt? That's a good one. She's just an idiot. Our cats are idiots, man. They like to they're being bad babies today. I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. Maybe don't get pets. Clearly, it's not conducive to a streaming environment to have pets. What has an eye but cannot see? Is that a potato? I used to have a bunch of riddles memorized. I don't anymore. Pets are great for streaming. A needle! See, that's good. These are different answers than what the average one would be. Pets are great for streaming because it is keeping the spice of life in this. You don't just get this kind of chaos with people who don't have pets. I wish my dog was, or my sister's dog rather, was doing good today. She was good the last stream where she just slept behind me and I was like, oh yes, this is perfect. This time she was like mad and knocking stuff over and I'm like, what the heck? When did you become a brat? I've had you 4 years. When did you become a brat? They never used to act like this when I didn't stream. It's funny to me. Because literally, even on Zoom meetings, like, they were always nice. You like Elysian's doggo? A bunch of little alien dog toys. Have you done like a bark box? Sometimes they do like alien themed ones. Elysian and I are in a competition to see who can make the best alien cow. I don't think it's a competition. I think we're just comparing our things, but our alien cows, but it's kind of a competition in my eyes. We'll have to see what Elysian says. I have a crochet pattern I want to do that I've had for a long time. It was one of the first patterns I bought. And it's literally what is it? A little UFO, but the way it's crocheted, it includes an acrylic bowl that you can use for the UFO, and it's really interesting to me. And I want to do that, but I don't know where to buy like a little clear acrylic bowl besides just like Home Depot, and it's like $20, and I don't know, that's like a lot just for a little crochet toy. Like, I'm like, I don't want to spend that kind of money on that, so I'm just waiting to see on like OfferUp if someone sells something similar, or if I can find something similar. I should pull up the pattern to show y'all. Oof. He's coming along. This cow is almost done, I think. Yeah, we're at 3 rows. Yeah, our dog destroys most toys too. It just, for some reason, she cannot. She's just a dumb little pit bull, that's all. Yeah, 4 rows. And she likes to do the pibble nibbles and just like chew it until she can get the squeaker out. Our shelter, where we live, has 11 puppies that got abandoned. 11 pit bull puppies got abandoned outside the shelter, so they're all looking for homes now. And it's like so sad. It's so sad that people just abandon little dogs. You have 2 huskies. Huskies are always in the shelter here in SoCal too, because like, I think a lot of people get them and then realize that they're a lot of work. And then just like literally take them to the shelter, and it's the saddest thing. My older sister used to work at the shelter, so she saw like all of it when it was happening. She was like, yeah, people just One is 110 pounds and one is 90. Our dog is 60 pounds and I think she's huge. I think Huskies are bad for the SoCal environment. I think that they need... Oh, your girl was abandoned. Her name's Nightmare? That's cool, though. That's a cool name. Do you ever hear, like, names like that that are named for animals, but you think they'd be cool for a human to have, too? Like, if I met a little kid named Nightmare, I'd actually think it's cool. Like a little girl, and she's all goth. Probably just a cartoon character, not someone that would be real. She would be friends with Wednesday Addams. They're fine wherever, but I feel like they get hot. I just feel bad for them. I know that they can live, most animals can live in any environment, but I'm like, anytime I see fluffy animals, like even my cat, I get sad because I'm like, it's hot outside, but I don't let my cats outside. Aww. They just love to just sit out in the heat. That's something I saw on TikTok. I think it was, one guy was showing his husky, and he was like, you need to come inside before you die of heat exhaustion, because his dog just would not come inside. Oh, do you make hats? Do you, Mad Hatter? Maybe that's your next adventure. You do now? Oh, you do not. You should. I think that would be fun. Someone retweeted one of my tweets. That is so funny to me. I think they think something different, though. But whatever. Oh, yeah, you can't cover up the purple mohawk. Otherwise, it's like, what's the point of having a mohawk if you just wear hats? Maybe you need, like, little mini ones that you can just use hair clips on. Like what they make for babies. My, what is it? My graduation party for high school was Alice in Wonderland themed, and I had everyone sign pages of a copy of Alice in Wonderland that I got specifically for it, and it's one of the few pieces of handwriting I have left of my mom. Oh, Lucy made it. So who started streaming first, you or Elysian? Almost Eraserhead baby-esque. Almost Eraserhead baby. If you haven't seen Eraserhead, I think that's a good movie to watch. Is this a topic of debate? That would be funny if it's a topic of debate. Kind of the same time. 5, 6, 7, and 8 is where I decrease. A week or two, so it is very similar. I want to try to get my friends to stream with me. I think it'd be fun. Like what you and Elysian got. One of my friends, he's out of a job right now, and I'm like, you should just try Twitch. It'd people who like to just sit and chat. And he loves drama. You keep running into each other. Did I do this right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Ah. You haven't seen her in 10 years. That's interesting. But you guys saw each other in person? I want to meet one of my online friends in person. But she's in Virginia and I'm in California. I'm like, I can't travel at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Too sick. Yeah, they can judge you. They can just go spy and judge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You hit on her and she shot you down. And now you got a sick purple mohawk. So this is all that led to the sick purple mohawk. And 8. Golly, if I can just get this to work. I forgot to do our blob break. Oh well. You got a dare from a 12-year-old? That's interesting. Was it Elysian's oldest? I don't know how old her kids are. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But asking how old kids' ages are is kind of creepy too. Because I'm like, I don't know. Anything with children creeps me out. I'm like, don't bring children. Now that, as soon as I turned 18, I was like, I want nothing to do with children anymore. Like, even if you're 17, don't talk to me. No one talk to me. No, not hers. I wish I was 17 again. I think I could have done a murder and just gone to juvie. Now here I am, 24. I'd have to go to a whole hardened prison. But I mean, the waitress. Oh, so 17 is an adult in some places, yeah. So you would get tried as an adult. But that was always our joke. We were like, we only have a couple more months left. It was the Dancing Queen and when you could stop going to juvie. We were like, when it was my older sister, it was like, you're only the Dancing Queen for only a couple more weeks. Then with me, it was, you can only get away with murder for a couple more weeks. That's interesting. I need to listen to more true crime stuff. I was listening to some true crime cases yesterday in a documentary. All that stuff interests me. My mom was almost, well, she was a dispatcher for the local PD, but she got fired because, well, not fired, but let go or forced to quit, something like that, because she got pregnant with my little sister. She was like, that was my dream job. And they wouldn't let me stay there. It was too stressful. The veterans get one free kill. Oh yeah, just like literally, what did they call it? Like in, what's the show? Peaky Blinders? They called it shell shock. It's just the shell shock, that's all. I know my mom's brother, one is a prison guard, and then the other one was a cop. He got I don't think it was dishonorably discharged, but he was forced into retirement. Which I feel so bad, because that wasn't even his fault, my uncle. Honestly, yeah, my older sister, my adopted sister, she's got PTSD from watching her dad die, but I could see even that just causing her to go a little crazy and kill someone. I mean, I can go a little crazy and kill someone, so I can imagine if you've actually been in combat and stuff, that it would be very easy. Oh, I won't tell her. She comes back and just scrolls up. Is she streaming right now, or is she just on BRB still? I don't know who streams anymore. I catch who I can. Elysian Savior. Haha, you're gonna get told on by Vampire Cat. That just means Elysian's hot. She's a hot commodity. Vampa. Vamp's got a hot mom, pass it down. That was always my thing growing up, was my mom was always the hot mom. So I know that struggle in life. Then she got literally hot when she got, you know, put into an urn. She got literally hot there, but... before that, she was the hot mom. Shoot your shot, Mad Hatter. Never give up. Couldn't you have colored hair in the military, or is that just bad? Like, you need to have... what is it? Just buzz cut natural hair. Natural color, yeah. When I was working at Claire's, there was a surprising amount of like older ladies who were like 70 who are still working at Disneyland. They were like, Disneyland finally removed the law that you can only have not the law, but the rule that you can only have like ear piercings. So they were just coming in and like only like lobe piercings, so they were getting all their cartilage done and everything and dyeing their hair crazy colors. And I was like, it's never the young ones, it's always the older ones, and it's so funny to me. Like, they were the ones who had worked there the longest and were like, yes. I want to get a industrial, but I worry too, one, about accidentally like combing my hair and ripping it out of my skin. That's a very big worry I have. But two, I have to wear this headset because my microphone's weird. So it wouldn't be comfortable. We got a Razorhead baby! You're getting snake bites? Oh, that's cool. Your oldest is. I want to get a Dieth and industrial on one ear, and then I think just a tragus on the other. because I have 3 piercings that were all done at Claire's, unfortunately. You should get an industrial. Yeah, my older sister has an industrial, and some of her friends do too. They said it hurt, but like, honestly, pain's not that big a deal. I think I have a high pain tolerance, and it's actually I think it was confirmed because all of my doctors have said that I take a lot of anesthesia to go down, and they usually try to numb me before stuff, and I end up feeling it anyways. Oh man, if you want a horror story, my mom, with my oldest sister, she went to the hospital because my older sister hadn't flipped yet, and they tried to flip her through her skin, and it didn't work. So then she had to get like an emergency C-section done to get her out. So they just sort of took her out, but the nurse did not give my mom enough of the epidural, so she felt them cut into her. And I've heard it happen more and more lately, but this was back in the 90s, so I just imagine it was somehow worse, because I hear it happen now, but definitely not as often back then as, weirdly enough, now. Do the other ear. The only thing I will say is if you get a piercing on your ear, be careful not to get hair dye in it, because that shit hurts so bad. It's like literally it's so painful when it gets infected with hair dye. Left means gay. Like the Barbie doll, the piercing Ken. I think about the piercing Ken a lot. Where they made the Ken doll in the 80s with the ear piercing, but it was on the left side. I gotta start stuffing this. Speaking of that, I gotta start stuffing this guy. I know a lot of girls get their ear piercings done on the left side, at least a lot of like femme presenting people. Like ScarJo in the Black Widow movie, like almost all of her piercings are on her left side. And that's just how she naturally has all of her piercings. Like, she just didn't take them out for the movie. Elysian, did you see the Prey movie? Because I liked that one a lot. And I hope they do more of that, because I thought the... what's it called? The color scheme and stuff, like the way that they did all of it was super pretty. Oh, so the Prey movie is a Predator prequel. So it takes place in the late 1600s. I lied. It's 1680s or something like that. So it's Native Americans fighting Predator. And the cinematography is just gorgeous because they're not afraid of color. And if you have like our TV setup has like LEDs on the back, if you match it to like a neon green color, it's super pretty. They have there's like horrible Frenchmen in it, but you root for the girl the whole time, and it's really cool. It's like a girl who's fighting Predator. They use practical effects instead of CGI for the most part. See, do I have too many ads? I need to figure that out. I have to put less on next time for Old Mad Hatter. Elysian's is blessed not to get any ads. we'll make Mad Hatter the first sub. I want to sub to more people, but I'm just waiting for my disability to work out so I can get actual money instead of just live. Oh, dang. You see, I knew listening to how many that they wanted me to put was going to be too many. Because they're like, ooh, ad revenue. And I'm like, no. It's a capitalist endeavor. Oh my gosh, Old Mad Hatter, you subscribed. Congrats on being the first one. I should send you a sticker for the cow cult when I make it. The first one. Oh, I should make a cow and a mohawk. That's what I should do. Oh, to Paige, thank you. And you gifted one. You're so nice. Elysian, you did it. You bullied you bullied Mad Hatter into supporting the channel. I'm really thankful, Mad Hatter. Oh my gosh, Mad. Thank you so much. I'm really just very thankful. Make them spend money on all the pretty girls, yeah. Just Elysian and Paige. Now you get to say I was your first yes. In the first ever sugar daddy, shall we say, of the cow cult. I think I'm funny. Yay! Thank you, Elysian. I would sub to both of yours, but I'm just so broke at the moment. You guys will be when I first get my first paycheck, the first subs. No matter how long it takes. Woo! Sugar daddy of the cow cult is Mad Hatter. I feel like they need to do more Alice in Wonderland themed horror stuff, frankly. I think you could go really scary with it. Isn't it public domain though? After 90-something years, stuff becomes public domain, so actually Mickey Mouse is coming up on being public domain. Everyone's just on limited budgets. Mickey is about to be public domain, which means public domain is just when you can use stuff without copyright infringement, essentially. Is it 2024? Of horror Alice in Wonderland? Oh, that's cool. I should find... We had a copy of a really pretty illustrated version of Alice, and the art style was almost Tim Burton, but I liked it better because it was more purples and pinks instead of just blacks and grays. Per Google, 2024. That's interesting. I wonder what they're gonna do to try to prevent that. Because that means that, like, they can no longer go after people who use the Mickey Mouse. I think you can't use the specific design that they have, but you can use the character. That's why, like, Winnie the Pooh's getting that horror movie made out of it. If you haven't watched the preview for that, I should put that on. Have you guys seen the preview for the horror version of Winnie the Pooh? used for Mad Hatter's layouts. Oh, so do you make your own layouts, Elysian? Honestly, I need to make mine. I think I'm gonna make it with my Copics first. And then essentially do it, just trace over it on my computer to clean it up. Yeah, it is very real. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I think it might be fun. We need to watch a scary movie. We need to have scary movie night. I wish Prey was on different ones. It's just on Hulu though. I haven't watched South Park. If Vampire likes it though, maybe it is good. I keep seeing it all over TikTok. You'd be surprised. I've only watched a few episodes of Simpsons. I just watched the whole series of King of the Hill for the first time. Which King of the Hill was hilarious. I wish they would make a movie or something for me to see of that, because that's one I'd actually like to see. See, I wish we did not have The Simpsons growing up. We had Bones. I don't know if you've seen Bones, but that is the show where they show for at the time it was gory bodies. And I think about that a lot too. Why were my parents comfortable with that? Like, I think I had a weird childhood a little bit. And that's why I am the way I am. We watched Bones every night in House. And I think House is probably what made me a hypochondriac. The Swamp Thing. Is that like the movie or is that a TV show that I don't know about? Because I don't know a lot of things. Before bed, we will watch MASH on the weekends. See, like, Tales from the Crypt, that's cool. It's an old TV show. I think of, one of the things I want to do is redo a bunch of the posters for, like, the original Mummy from 1932? Boris Karloff. I want to redo a poster for that. I want to do The Creature of the Black Lagoon. I haven't seen the movie of Tales from the Crypt either. I think the only old TV shows I watch are the ones that are like I Love Lucy and what's it called? Twilight Zone. I like Twilight Zone. And Star Trek, the original series, I watched that. Bardillo of Blood. I love the Twilight Zone. That one still holds up. I know Jordan Peele had tried to do a redo of it. Oh, There's Something on the Wing. That was the first episode I'd ever watched of the Twilight Zone. Is that the first one they made? I don't know. Probably is the first one that they made. But it was the first one or actually I think it was the second one I ever watched. The first one was Eye of the Beholder. And that one is still one of my favorite ones. Trying to find my funny little needle. But it seems I've gone awry. I like these little vials of needles. I just ordered more because I keep losing all of them. I made like... I bet I can find it. I made magnets. Oof. To hold my needles. And I still lose them. But I have this one. Let's see, of the best Pokemon. Of the best boy. You're catting in 2 different streams. It's beautiful. It was a pin, but it was too big to look nice on anything, so I just put a magnet on the back of it. And then this one was an old pop socket, which once again, I put a magnet on the back of it to just hold my stupid little needles. If you ever have old pop sockets, that's a good way to reuse them. Or pins that are far too big to look nice on things. Unsubscribed. Squirtle is the best. I think Squirtle's a good one though. I like all the starters for the first gen. But then I like... Is it Clefairy? I don't think I like Clefairy that much. She's pink, but it's not my thing. I like Sylveon. My first ever boyfriend liked Umbreon, so I was like, oh, that's so cute. It's like you like dark colors and I like pastels. Guy was a jerk. You don't know anything about Pokemon. You don't know shit about Pokemon. What was it? Oh, there's this video of when Pokemon Go came out of a guy like saying all the different types of Pokemon there are. And he was like, they were like, he's saying them all wrong on purpose just to upset me. He just genuinely didn't know, but it was funny what he was calling them. They were like, he got Pikachu right, but like everyone knows who Pikachu is. You've seen the TikTok. I like TikTok because it's bringing back all the old videos I like, but I also am sad because everyone's like, I saw this on TikTok, and I'm like, I saw this years ago. I think I'm just bitter and a bit of a hipster. It probably was a Vine. He knows who Pikachu is, but that's because everyone knows who Pikachu is. We got the body done. Just have to fix how. Peanut. It does look like a just straight up peanut. I'm trying to debate what the hoof color should be. If it should just be a dark red. Like the spots I'm gonna do. Or if it should be white like the whipped cream horns. Alrighty, Mad Hatter. You have the peanut-shaped body. What I do is I look up how to make an oval with a magic circle, follow the pattern up to 30 stitches, which is like literally the first thing that you can Google. And then once it's in an oval, I go all the way down. You despise sewing. Yeah, I don't like it either. Now that I know I can do peanuts, it's so much easier. The little peanut body. I think I'm trying to debate what color for the snout too, but I think just this color is gonna be fine. Plus we only have a little bit of this yarn left. I need to finish it. To do the muzzle. We're gonna give him strawberry ears, whipped cream horns. I think I'm just gonna do really dark red for the hooves. and bright red for the splotches. The problem with making a cow pattern for me is I freehand all of the what is it? The splotches, the little spots on the cow. So I don't know how to explain that when making it. It's just like, just follow your heart and make what makes you happy. But you can't say that on a pattern. Because people will understand what follow your heart and just do what you want means. And some people, when following patterns, they like have to follow it exactly. I'm just never like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I need to follow the muzzle pattern that I have, which literally says to Google how to crochet an oval in a magic circle. I know you can do it with, if you wanted to, a chain oval. But I think they look tighter when you do it with the magic ring, but it does look less oval shaped, which is the problem. So now I'm just gonna look it up. Crochet Ovals by Shay Crochet, that's it. She has one with a magic ring that I like. Elysian, do any of your kids know how to crochet? Or is that not their adventure? 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 and 12. Oh, Vampire Cat, your art is super cute. I should show some of my art on here. I don't know if Elysian's seen it. I just saw his artwork on the channel. I need to I'll select some of mine for them to see. I can find some. I haven't drawn like legit in forever. Oh, I deleted them all. I always delete all of my pictures because I hate having a ton of pictures saved in storage. But luckily I haven't cleared the deleted. Ugh, I need to drink more coffee again. Luckily, I have a whole nother cup of coffee here. You're glad he's back. Okay, checking on the other computer. find introductions. That's where. No grapes. So cute. Oh, thank you, Vampire Cat. I don't know if you can hear still, but I'll type thank you as well. If you haven't used Copics as a marker, I just highly recommend them. They are expensive though, so I find that Ohuhu markers also are kind of the same thing, but just a little different. But Copics are obviously better, but you know. I'm hoping my sister comes home tonight. I kind of miss her. As funny as that is. She never responded back. Hopefully she comes home today. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Oh crap, I need to actually be like looking at my pattern. So we got to 12, so it's increase, increase, and then 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Beep. 5, 6, and 7, and then it's gonna be 3 increases. 1, 2. 3, 4. This is counting simulator. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 right here, I believe, because it's just 1 single crochet and then another increase. Oh no, it's 3 single crochets and then an increase. Bloop, I can't count. I can't read. 2, 3. And then final increase. I think anyway. Yeah, I think so. No, I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. I don't trust what I'm doing here, fellas. I don't trust it all. Oop. 1, 2. Golly, this yarn is not wanting to work. Oh, Elysian. Yes, the kid's brand new computer got a nasty virus. Oh, a nasty virus. That's horrible. Yeah, like one of them, the Green Frog, I think her name's Green Frog, something patterns. She does nice ones and they work for her, but I have to like decrease on the head size or else it's got bobblehead for real. Like literally, and it's like if your neck is wobbly, just add. Which also, by the way, for my crochet dolls, I'm gonna try this TikTok hack I saw, where I'm gonna put these hair curlers in the neck. So we'll see if that helps. But I'm essentially going to cut them to size. They got a little bit of wire in them, but I like that they're more foam covered. So I'll probably just like wrap it in the skin tone. or crochet a little like pocket for it and then put it in the neck with this. And I think that that'll work better for a wobble neck. But I just went to the dollar store and bought them. I'm a firm believer in the dollar store. There we go. I see what I did wrong. Knew I did something wrong. We can never do anything purely right on this channel. Single crochet, increase, and single crochet, and increase. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, and final. Oof. This is why I wasn't using this yarn. It kind of seems like this is coming out really small. Like this yarn's too thin now. I probably wound it too many times or something. But I think it'll be fine. We'll see. If not, I just might have to make it a little bigger. That's the other thing with patterns. See, that's what I was doing, but I was having the issue of it sliding out. Like I had a little like nubbin that I